Hello, student. Very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy, and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think we were discussing about the syllabus for semester 4, that is the course number CCTP 10, the old course number CHO 450, the name of that course previously known as a natural product. Now there is a slightly changed chemistry of natural products. So today we are going to discuss about section number 1st, and in the section number 1st there is different natural product. Why we are studying natural product, the application of the natural product, and as we know that the name suggests that these type of the compounds are generally obtained from various parts of plants, and they exhibit or they showing some prominent or the significant biological activities, and therefore these compounds are essential to study how we can synthesize that natural compound in the laboratory. What are the challenges or the difficulties come across while synthesizing this type of the naturally occurring compound actually in the laboratory, and that's why how we can study. So first, a case study, that is a longifulin. The detail of this longifulin will be given in the reference book is mentioned over here, or you can find the detailed information regarding that this natural product longifulin. The name of that reference compound is the Advanced Organic Chemistry, which is written by Corey and Sundberg, part B. I think page number 1186 onward. There are 9 different ways to synthesize these compounds. So first of all, let us see what will be the structure of that longifulin. Last suffix ene indicate that there is a possibility of presence of olefin, and if you see the structure of longifulin, it will be, see here I am trying to draw that structure. The longifulin structure will be this one. This is a structure I am trying to, let me draw that structure. Properly over here, 6-membered ring. Now this type of the bicyclic compound, further it is attached with, this is a 7-member ring. You can see over here there is a methyl group, one methyl group here, and here will be the CH2. These are CH3 group over here, another CH3 group, another CH3 group. So this is the structure of longifulin. If you observe this structure carefully, what are the important characteristic or the feature of this compound? Number one characteristic or the feature will be this one, means it is a hydrocarbons. It is a hydrocarbon means, as we know that hydrocarbons means what? The organic compound which is made by carbon and hydrogen only, that type of the compound are known as hydrocarbons. Observe this structure carefully. You will see there is only carbon and hydrogen atoms are present, and therefore it is one of the important feature of this olefin. It is a hydrocarbon. Now second characteristic, it is a, if you observe this structure carefully, do you notice how many cycles, how many rings are present in this structure? If you observe this structure closely, you will notice there are 3 rings present, means it is a tricyclic in nature. Tricyclic, that is another what we can call it as important feature of this longifulin. And another, if you observe these structures once again closely, it is optically active in nature. We know that it is optically active in nature. And when optical active means it is one of the optical activity, it is one of the important physical property of organic compound. So do you remember when organic compound possess optical activity? When the compound exhibit or compound has chiral center. Do you remember what do you mean by the chiral center? Yes, the carbon atom attached to 4 different groups are known as chiral center or asymmetric carbon atom. If only one chiral center present in the organic compound, it is definitely possess optical activity, means that compound is optically active in nature. If the centers are increases in that compound, there is the compound is checked by some symmetry element. If those symmetry elements are present, even though the compound has chiral centers more than 2, there is a possibility it may be optically active or optically inactive in nature. How do we decide? Then if there is a center of symmetry or plane of symmetry, or that compound possess alternative axis of symmetry, then that compound definitely is optically inactive in nature, even though it containing as a chiral center. But this compound does not possess any kind of symmetry in this particular compound, and therefore it is optically active in nature. So once it is optically active in nature, how many chiral centers are present here? And now before that, there is a numbering system is given to this particular while studying this longifulin. It has definite numbering system and the numbers are given here. So how many total number of carbon atoms present in a longifulin? You will see over there are 15 carbon atoms. Carbon atoms are present in this structure. If you count properly, you will notice there are 15 carbon atoms are present. Now from where we can number? So from this bridge side, here you can give this carbon atom number 1. This will be, or let me give number here 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then here 8, 9, 10, 11, this 12, 13, 14, and last one olefin, which is a 15. So there are 15 carbon atoms present in this compound, and they are numbered like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So now what is the next point to remember? How many chiral centers? Check out here. Chiral center, just now I told you that chiral center are the symmetric carbon atom, nothing but the carbon atom attached to 4 different groups is known as a chiral center or the chiral carbon atom. So according to this definition, can you tell me how many chiral center present in this compound? Let's check here. See carbon number 1. Is it a chiral center? Yes. If you see carefully, 1 is a missed out hydrogen atom. We know that there is a 3 bond. Definitely they are the different one. You go this side, all are the different group, and therefore you can designate it as this type of the symbol, which is asterisk. So it is a star indicate as a chiral center. Sometimes it is referred as a label carbon atom, but here particularly I am mentioning this clearly indicate that it is a chiral center. If you observe the carbon number 2, what do you see? Whether it is a chiral center or a chiral, it is again there is a methyl group. This is different group. This is also as a different group. This is also as a different group. Therefore, carbon number 2 also a chiral center. If you see carbon number 3, there are 2 hydrogen atoms. It is a achiral in nature. Look at 4th one. There are again 2 methyl group. It is achiral. Look at again at 5 carbon atom. There are again 2 hydrogen atom. So it is as achiral. Look at the carbon number 6. There are 2 methyl groups, similar, identical, and therefore it is also as a achiral. If you see carbon number 7 carefully, what do you see? There is a hydrogen atom and 3 different groups, means the carbon number 7 also, that is a, what we can call it as a chiral. And if you see the carbon number 8, there are again 2 hydrogen atoms. It is also as a chiral in nature. Carbon number 9, same situation, there are 2 hydrogen atoms, therefore it is also achiral in nature. Look at as a carbon number 10, and here is a hydrogen atom and the 3 different groups, means all the 4 groups are different, therefore carbon number 10 also as a chiral, it is denoted by symbol this star, means total chiral centers present, chiral center are 4. There are total 4 carbon or central carbon atoms, chiral centers are present in this molecule, and these are the some of the noticeable point regarding this longifulin. And now here I am writing, that is a TM. TM, when we, have you heard this word before? Yes, this TM is nothing but as a target molecule. And as we know that target molecules, there is a one technique where that target molecule, first we can analyze. Have you heard about the retrosynthesis? Retrosynthesis, it is one of the science where we can, on a paper, we can break the bond, get as a fragmentation, and that fragmentation associated with polarities, and that is also termed as some important terms used or involved in the retrosynthetic analysis. That is Stuart Warren. He has nicely explained the term regarding as a retrosynthesis, or we can call it as a disconnection approach. There are certain rule before disconnecting that molecule. So there, recognize the functional group present in the target molecule. Functional group, as everybody knows that about the functional group. Functional group is nothing but as a, in short, site of reaction. It is the simplest definition of the functional group. Site of reaction means what? Site of reaction in the sense, whenever we are carrying out any chemical reaction takes place, whole molecule is not changing, only particular part of that organic compound go on changing, and that part, those part are go on changing whenever there is addition of the reagent, and that part is known as a site of reaction, or which is known as a functional group. Other part of the organic molecule remains intact only specific part go on changing, that part is called as a functional group. In other way round, we can define the functional group, the atom or group of atom that determine the physical as well as chemical property of a particular family of the organic compound is known as functional group. So this is the first choice. First thing, recognize the functional group in the target molecule. Second point, that is when you break the bond, before breaking the bond, you should have reliable method for making the bond. So that type of the imagination you should have. And third point, while the analysis of that target molecule we are doing, then disconnect the molecule from the branch side of that aromatic compound, are generally heteroatoms. These are the certain things you should analyze while observing that target molecule. What do you mean by target molecule, or how do we define target molecule? Target molecule is nothing but the molecule whose synthesis being planned is called as a target molecule. There are some important terminologies used during that disconnection approach. Number one, RAS retrosynthesis, RAS retrosynthetic analysis, then maybe disconnection, then S stand for synthon, synthetic equivalent, then here first one is a TM. Just now we have seen, or here you can write after that TM, then R is a reagent, and then FGI, functional group interconversion. These are the term 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. These are the important term. This is the target molecule, and this target molecule, suppose this is a olefin, and or what we can call it as a longifulin, can be obtained from this molecule. So that is thing. But before that, RES means retrosynthesis. An imaginary definition, remember here, an imaginary but logical reverse chemical reaction which help us to raise the reactant starting from the target molecule is known as retrosynthesis. This is about retrosynthesis. Next one is a retrosynthetic analysis. It is one of the important step in the disconnection approach, or in the retrosynthetic analysis. What does it mean, or how do we define retrosynthetic analysis? Listen carefully. The process of breaking down target molecule into convenient starting material using disconnection and functional group interconversion is known as retrosynthetic analysis. If you had listened this definition, if you have listened this definition carefully, there are two words, important words involved in the definition itself in the retrosynthetic analysis. One is a disconnection and second one is a FGI, means functional group interconversion. Let's see here disconnection. Before that is a target molecule, and that target molecule I already given that definition. The molecule whose synthesis being planned is known as a target molecule. And then disconnection, it is also as one of the important step, prominent step involved in the retrosynthetic analysis. What is it, or how do we define disconnection? An analytical operation which break a bond and convert a molecule into a possible starting material is known as a disconnection, and it is denoted by the one special arrow, specific arrow is like this, and the meaning of this arrow could be made from, this molecule could be made from another molecule. So that is the meaning of this arrow. This is the symbol, the meaning of this arrow could be made from. So that is the thing. Now next one will be the S stand for as a synthon. S stand for the synthon. Synthon means what? After the disconnection, whatever fragmentation, and that fragmentation obtained in the form of positive and negative, that type of the species are known as synthon. Means synthons are associated with polarities. It may be positive or may be negative. So that type of the fragmentation are known as a synthon, and that synthon are highly unstable in nature, and they must have a synthetic equivalent, and that's why immediately followed the term is a synthetic equivalent. Synthetic equivalent means what? A compound or a reagent carrying out the function of synthon is known as a synthetic equivalent. The example of that synthetic equivalent we have learned in our previous classes, like TYBSc, or even though in a MSc first year or maybe as a third semester you know well that. Then R standard for reagent, and as we know that we hearing this word from our child from 11 year onward. Reagent means what? See here, reagent means a compound which reacts to give an intermediate or the target molecule itself is known as reagent. Example are sodium hydroxide, then malonic ester. These are the example of reagents: sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. And the last one is the FGI. It is a very important term used in a retrosynthetic analysis. FGI means, the full form of FGI is a functional group interconversion. Functional group interconversion means what? One of the functional group is converted into another functional group so that disconnection becomes possible, is known as FGI. So these are the different terms generally used in the retrosynthetic analysis, and now we are actually trying to disconnect this retrosynthesis. Before that, let me revise some of the point quickly here so that you can understood the meaning of this. Longifulin is a tricyclic sexy terpene, and it is a typical terpene hydrocarbon in terms of the structural complexity. The synthetic challenge lies in construction of the bicyclic ring system, and which is represented in the scheme number 13.24 through 13.33, describe 9 separate syntheses of longifulin, and we wish to particularly emphasize the method for carbon-carbon bond formation used in this synthesis. There are 4 stereogenic centers in longifoli, which we have already discussed, but they are not independent of one another because the geometry of the ring system requires that they have a specific relative relationship. That does not mean stereochemistry can be ignored. However, since the formation of the various rings will fail if the reactant do not have the proper stereochemistry. And I think with this, let us stop today here, remaining retrosynthesis of that longifulin we will see in our next lecture. Still then, have a nice day. Thank you.